Wasn't going to snowblow any more this year, but I went and bought something that involves a trailer coming in the yard. Kind of an impulse buy. It was cheap, but just got to kind of clear a little bit more room. This is really hard packed. Lock the blower down instead of on float mode. Now it's on float. That's pretty packed. Even with chains spin. Oh, plugging up the chute a bit there. I adjusted the belt a little tiny bit more. And also did some belt dressing, and so far it's about 50 times better. That's me trying to stall it right there, driving right up on top of the snow. I just want to leave room that he could get out of here if he's bringing a big trailer. I have no idea, but basically what I bought was a Volkswagen Trike. A spare rear end, spare engine, or no, the engine, cylinders, the big bore kit, all like, you know, decent parts, and all for $600, and I'm giving the guy $150 to deliver it. So just because I know it'd be probably 2 loads at least with my truck. He's not that far away, but it's still, you know, if I want someone to deliver it, I don't mind giving them a little bit extra. Saves me half a day of a hassle. But I guess I'll show you guys once that gets here. It's not going to be here actually till tomorrow, but I just want to get a little bit more of this cleared up. Get back to you guys later. Almost stalled it there, the blower, but I'm also on idle too, so. Just went and cleared the entire yard, so plenty of room for a trailer to back into here. Room to turn around there. Should work out perfect. Huh. I just looked. That's not from my truck. Ford. It's not the one off the tailgate, because that's still there. This is off someone else's truck, because mine isn't missing. And I don't have a front one. That disappeared a couple years ago when I hit a deer, but look at that. It must have flew off someone's vehicle in the storm and somehow ended up in the back of my truck. Wow, that's kind of cool. But I mean, it's just aluminum sticker, but what did I get myself into now? Yep. Has a little 1200 core engine, but in here she has stroker crank, 2160 pistons, rods, brand new cylinder heads, brand new distributor, which seems to be a decent quality one. So I shouldn't say brand new heads, but a lot of goodies, a lot of parts, a lot of even some specialty tools and stuff in the book there. One side of these heads he was saying was aircraft heads, so that's kind of interesting. But Krieger wheels with adapter plates, tons of goodies. So this project might just be put on the side for a bit, or I might play with it this spring. I'm not too sure yet, but it's pretty sweet, that's for sure. Well, I guess I better start bringing this stuff in. The guy bought it from, the only part he made, I believe, is this guy right here, the seat. And the rest of it was made by the previous owner. So he's been collecting some parts for a while, but he said something about one of these being off like an airplane kit because of a weird spark plug assembly. So unless it's the other set in here, but they look standard to me. No, that is standard. but I'll have to look through all this stuff a little bit better in a bit. So, oh, what proxy?
To see what you got.
A lot of stuff for the hoard pile. Well, I guess I'll bring this stuff in. Some motorcycle parts there, connecting rods. So, set of connecting rods there, cylinders. So he said they're 2180 cc, but that doesn't mean that's what's in the box. It could be someone's old ones. I don't know yet. I gotta go through, see what's in every one of these boxes. A full exhaust kit here that wasn't ever in. Oh, it was installed, but it's kind of interesting. So, and he says he believes some of this was airplane grade components, aircraft, because the guy he got the engine parts from was talking about building airplane engines. So that's pretty interesting. There's some specialty tools here. But yeah, a lot of interesting things to go through. So I'm going to kind of do a little bit of an inventory on everything. And was looking at this guy. It's actually built pretty decent. I think it's a little short. I think it should have been almost a foot longer, but these were nicely welded in where it bolts to the frame. This sheet metal's tacked in. So these are loose right now. Needs a little trimming. So this is cast where that one's stamped. He thinks this transmission might be a little growly, might be bad. He's not sure. That's why he picked up that one. I do got the pieces for the handlebars. They're sleeved so they can be welded in. I got the brakes for the motorcycle, and so 79 Honda. He said this was off, what did he say, 1100? I can't remember, but definitely an interesting project. So, and I was going to leave it outside, but the fact that that's fresh metal, I think I'll store it inside. I'm going to start by pulling in the parts. That engine is just strictly a core. It's already clearly been outside for the longest time, so I might just drag that into the tent shed. I'm not sure yet. It is locked up. But, oh, there's two of these. Huh. A lot of spare parts, that's for sure. And the main reason why I got all of this is for the brand new components and the parts here, because that exhaust system alone, straight pipe, I would need one of those. That's like 200 bucks. Cylinder heads, I got to go through them, but the connecting rods, aftermarket, whatever else. But so between this guy and the ones that I got buried back here, I got 3 transaxles now. Ooh, lots of ice building up. Ooh, look at all that snow that came off the roof. That just happened. I guess it's not much snow, but still some ready to fall. But I got this guy here. I was going to do the first one to get going, but I still got that other transaxle sitting in there. So anyone that's new to my channel, this one I bought 6 years ago, and it was a running driving dune buggy, and then the guy decided to take it for one last test drive and split the transaxle in half. This one has the bus box reduction hubs / porta hubs. So, but the idea is I was going to take that Trike front end. I got the rest of the frame for it, and I was going to mount that possibly onto this guy over here and build my own Trike out of that. But now I got a Trike, so now I don't need to build a Trike. So again, a lot of this stuff like I'm storing because, you know, later on I'm going to be doing more of this stuff. My plans are sooner or later to pick up a Baja Bug, and any engine parts, performance parts that I build on these dune buggies would be able to be transferred over to whatever project I buy at a later time. But what I paid for all this stuff, I don't know if you guys consider it a good deal, but I paid $600, and I threw the guy an extra 150 bucks to deliver it because I am in the middle of nowhere, and so is he, mind you, but I think it's still a decent deal. So I'm into it for 750 bucks, and just the cylinders and the rods alone are close to that. Cylinder heads are like $300 a piece, brand new. So a lot of money here. And again, I don't know what shape those heads are in. So someone will have valves taken out, but I'll have to look. Are they new heads or are they ones that someone just sandblasted up? It's hard to say. So I'll get a better look at them at a later date. But start hauling some of this shit in here once they clear up space. So kind of regret not making this the greenhouse and making that the garage, so I had more space, because right now there's not a hell of a lot of space to work on stuff in here. Well, this video is going to be also for my, knowledge of what was in every box. So looks like some random Valvetrain components there. These are just cardboard pucks. I don't know if there's something in between them yet. A couple spark plugs. I'm going to guess this is for checking your volume of your heads. So probably why that was all together. Valve spring tool. Looks pretty homemade, but hey, I mean, that would definitely work. Cylinder head repair kit for spark plug holes. So maybe that happened to one of the valves. Ring compressor. I mean, that's bonus. A couple old spark plugs. Empty bag. A couple other garbage things in here. I don't know what this was from here. Tap. Modified socket. So that was for some purpose. Very shallow. Drain plug tool. Some rating on that guy. Valve cover parts. And this is the book that came for those engine components. So building a 2180 VW aircraft engine. So this comes with all the components, I guess, for that. Or probably doesn't have all the components, but and this is just general aero engine information here, so it's kind of cool. Those books will be set aside, and maybe it's referencing to a kit that might or might not be here. So all of this stuff, I'm going to set it aside. And what I'm going to do is start bringing in each box and just kind of going through it. Okay, so the next box, push rod tubes. They look fairly used. I guess that's OEM type. A little bit dented. Those will not be reused because they are known to leak, of course. Random nuts and bolts. Random junk in the bottom of the box here. Gaskets, valve keepers. More stuff from the push rod tubes and intake gaskets. And cylinder heads. So these cylinder heads, they are used. And from quickly looking at them, they actually look to be in good shape. Someone definitely cleaned them up. CL12 casting on that side. That's what I'm looking for. Of course, it's upside down. They're real Volkswagen heads. 2BRGEX written there. And there is a part number on there. If I can get that to focus, I'll probably have to go in this mode. So, but this might be a boring video for some people. I'm going to say that right now because I'm going to read off some numbers, but doing that so I can look it up. So 04, that's 0, I think. 040-101-3752. 62 marked on there. So the fins are a little bit bent up right there. That doesn't matter, as long as the inside here is where they seal, not on the outside. Studs are good there. Spark plug holes are stripped, I think, on the one side. Let me check. Yep, so that spark plug hole is stripped out of it right there. It's not cracked, but that's not too big of a deal. So one spark plug hole is stripped. Set that guy aside. This is the same 55. That one there is marked with the 62 by 375 twos. 101s, yep. So those are a set of matching heads. And spark plug holes are probably good on this one. Hard to really say. There's some writing on the valves. 40 weight, I guess. 40W. So that one there seems to be, both of those are almost for sure salvageable. Brand new-ish looking distributor. The cap fell out of it. The cap's right down there for the side. That's a bonus. New spark plug wires. That is a bonus too. That saves me 30 bucks. Distributor, EMPI. This is probably still a $200 part, I would guess. With the cables, that's about right. Yeah, seems to be good. I noticed one thing, the little cap on the side with the B on it, that doesn't stay in place. It falls out extremely easy, so I'm not sure if that has to be glued in. Previous owner's information is written on the box, not far from my dad's house. So set that aside. So far all the empty garbage can go into that box. And grab another one and take a peek. Guy on a snowmobile today, so here's information. 5.394 inch I-beam rods. So 2016. Now I don't know why there's a Loomis Express shipping label in there, but that's just maybe when the guy picked it up. No information. So these are been fitted to an engine because they are listed. Now that one's a different color. So it looks like one new one, and the rest are used. Now, these, I don't actually, so that's thicker. This looks like a possible mixed matched set. These here, I think these are the original, see, but they are I-beamed. This one here is definitely a new one. I got to do some research. Or these actually, is that a Volkswagen logo on there? Possibly. These might be stock. Yeah, definitely. So I knew that a lot of this is used parts. So is this the guy's original set, or are these? It even comes with some free mouse turds. Do you see them? Those will go back in there. So I'm pretty sure those are the original ones that the guy had. But I mean, hey, I don't know what the original rods look like anymore. I can't think of them. So then here's a set of pistons here and cylinders. Now these, I'm going to guess, or they're listed, labeled, so they're a little bit scratched there, but that doesn't look that bad. Now, I don't know what size these are. I'd have to measure them. So that one there looks, that is brand new. Okay, so one's used, or is that just from sitting? That's interesting. They have been installed. You can see where the gasket maker has been at one time. Well, I mean, at the same time, if the cylinders are good, well, they all seem to be in good shape still. I'll have to measure these up and figure out what size they are. Looking in the box where the foam is sitting, that is sitting about where those were sitting. It's not like there's two different ring marks because, you know, smaller cylinders, bigger cylinders. They look like, I'm going to definitely take a measurement. So this one is definitely looks a lot cleaner than the other guys. So could just be the way they were in storage, possibly. Do I got a crappy tape measure somewhere lying around in here? I'll pause the video, see if I can find, oh, I do got ones up there. Again, this video here, if anyone's still watching, I am mostly doing this for my own reason, because I don't want to have to keep on coming out here and looking up stuff. I could just play back a video. So just over 3 3/4 inch. Nope. So 3.5 and 3 lines. So let's look at, there you go. 9 centimeters exactly. So that gives me an idea. Now I can look up and find out how many millimeters. Well, 90. 90, yeah, centimeters to millimeters. I can't remember. I'll figure out if those are stock or if those are truly what's meant to be in this box. Again, I'm not expecting anything to be perfect for what I paid, but okay. So I got more stuff I got to get in. I'm going to box this stuff up, move it up, and I still got quite a few boxes of stuff there. Okay, so this says 92 millimeters, and I measured mine 90, and that's just with a crappy tape measure. So I bet you they are 92, and these are from 2012 on the date stamp. So, interesting, hey? Okay, so this box seems to be just motorcycle parts. Oh, some nice sheet metal there. That's going to be the backrest, probably from the seat. That's bonus. I got a shifter boot, maybe? That's kind of garbage. A little dirty. I'll save it. Oh, look at the rust coming out of there, hey? So that's going to be one of the plates on the bottom of the motorcycle. Skid plates, I guess you could call it, or foot rest bracket. That is some kind of swivel for the shifter boot. Yeah, was this... No, that can't be that. Is that a stock Volkswagen shifter? Again, it's been so many years since I looked at like a shifter out of something. So headlight bracket, bucket, long bolt. That is a rear engine. Nope, that swivels. Some kind of mount off the motorcycle. That's a battery ground cable. And more of the Honda motorcycle parts. Oh, starter solenoid. Never used. Always good to have spare starter solenoids, but the rest of this stuff I'm not going to pull out of this box. This is going to become just a motorcycle parts box. So, throw all that back in there. And another reason why I'm making this video, even though you guys might not understand, but I got boxes of parts from like 10 different motorcycles over the years because I used to run an eBay store. So I got boxes of parts from bikes that I never sold. So at the same time, it's kind of nice to have video so I can always look back and find out what actually came with this thing. Because again, it might sit 5 years before I look at it. This one here has a crankshaft in it that he said is a forged crank. So we'll see when I pull it out. Okay, so these are to fit those Krieger wheels. One of them looked to be okay. And, oh, I guess they're both good. For some reason, I thought I remembered seeing one of these were damaged. I was going to just buy a set of these, and they're like $100. And then you got to buy the lug nuts separate. So now I got a set of nice 15-inch rims that I can use on the dune buggy. Huh. Is that a piece of a door? I don't think that's anything to do with this. I'm not going to leave it in that box. I'll probably look after, but okay, these are the handlebars. They're, you can see they have the stub shafts in there, so designed an inner piece here where he cut them to extend the handlebars. That's pretty cool. Maybe I'll stick them on there real quick. Okay. That's probably a piece of the heat shield for one of the heads. Oh, there's some intakes, or dual port intakes. A set of valve covers with some Valvetrain components sitting in them. Valve springs. And I'm going to guess most of this is stock. But they are chrome, so... Okay, I don't think I'm going to open this one up just yet. I'm going to set this aside. So that's all valve cover stuff. Ooh, some more those aftermarket push rods. No, probably not, but wow. Quite a few in there, hey? Some of these guys, no, they all look like they're used. I was always told never to reuse these. Some of them are new, possibly. But that's one hell of a big bag full of them. Set them aside. Okay, this box. Oil filter components. That's a distributor drive shaft, drive gear. Yep. Okay. Some of these bags are hard to see in. This is just general purpose nuts, bolts. Yep. Bottom end bearings. They're one piece. The ends of the crank bearings, possibly. I don't know. Again, I worked at a Volkswagen shop that dealt with this stuff, but that's so many years ago. I'm talking over 20 years ago. Oh, something says new on it. Woo! Something has the label new. That doesn't look new. Oh, these are all the gaskets for the push rod tubes. Okay. Those are intake gaskets for these guys. Set that aside. What else do I got in here? What looks to be an empty bag. I'll always triple check before I throw away a bag that I think's empty. That's the crank, has to be there. There's a bunch of cams in here. Ooh, more rods too. So these cams, I am going to have to open these up and see if I can find any numbers on them, because I'm going to guess that they're not going to be stock, but I could compare the two. And the question is, oh, that one's definitely, oh no, that one has some markings on it. That one definitely looks brand new, this one. Valve springs, all taped together. More rods. They're labeled, or numbered, I guess. Set these aside. So these are probably the factory ones, so I could compare them. I think they're all factory, to be honest. I don't think those are aftermarket ones. Okay, so I see another camshaft in here. That one looks good too, so far. So 3 of those guys. Big bag of valve springs, valve components. Oh, what's this say? Engine mount bolts to cam. Okay. Okay, well, that's just a bunch of Valvetrain components. Do hope I have another intake. Ooh, what's in that box down there, hey? Okay. Ooh, what's this? Ah, it's an empty box. I'm going to guess that possibly these are possibly here. The springs. Oh, another empty box. So this would have been high performance cam. So that probably is this guy here. Because this is the only one. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to keep this box because maybe I could cross-reference it to a part number on one of those guys. Even if I need to do it by measurement. This is all bottom end bearings, it looks like. Yeah. So there's lots of different engines here. Gears, shims, oil pump drives. Oh man, I'm going to have to remember a lot of this stuff. Ooh. Fancy oil lines. And some random valve keepers in here too, falling around. High pressure lines. Now, are these good or are they leaking? They're definitely been used. Okay, set those aside. Get this guy out of here. I wonder if these... I don't know what size these would be for. Oh, there you go. 88 to 94 millimeter. And they are, you know, those almost look new, but yeah, I'll have to look through that. And this is meant to be an aftermarket crank. Some staining on it, but that's probably just from sitting. Now, that is not going to be aftermarket. It has a F or 10F with the Volkswagen logo, so this could be just a stock crankshaft. Threads are good in it. So this is probably just stock, but I don't know. There's another kind of a logo there. Okay, what else is in here? Comfort zone, industrial heater box. Old gaskets, another shroud for the head, and of course some mouse poop. Makes sense, you got to get some mouse poop and everything. Maybe I shouldn't have did that. Okay, so next box, random fan. I don't know if that's in good shape or not, but nope, a little dented. Box of Valvetrain components, and I was just thinking here that I remember now, this guy is adjustable for, I guess, measuring what length you need when you order. So that's kind of what I'm guessing that guy's for. And yeah, this is just, this has to be off that engine sitting outside. Yeah, because it's missing both valve covers and one side's very rotten or rusty, so that has to be where all this came from. He said he tried to put oil down the cylinder and didn't have any luck with it breaking free. So this will go up there for now. And don't think I need to keep this, but I will, because I'm a hoarder. And yeah, guessing that stuff, ooh, sun's pretty bright. Guessing it came off this guy here, because you guys could see. Probably can't now because the sun's just hitting a certain way. So you can see this side's not rusted, and the other side's rusted to shit. So it's a 1200 single port by the looking at it. So that's kind of what I'm guessing. Okay, so this seat pan, he started making, tacked it all up. He did this himself. So, just for the hell of it. There, bolt on the bottom to lock it under. No, oh, he did have it so it could be bolted on. Okay, so the bolt there would hold it on, just to kind of get an idea how it would sit. Huh. And then that back piece he cut must be for the back of this. I don't know if I'll bolt that on or not, but not right now. I think I'll get rid of the secondary seat, or maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. Still got to decide what I'm going to do with this, but I'm going to get this bin inside now and take a peek. Okay, so motorcycle front brakes. So, wonder if it has the master cylinder in there somewhere. This guy, any brake pads? Oh, yeah. Huh. Well, that's could go up here for now with the motorcycle parts. And the exhaust system, ooh, it does have an intake in here too. Oh, okay, well, that's a bonus. Start by getting out the cylinder heads. Take a peek at these guys. Again, he said one might have been off an aircraft. Oh, that used to be taped on there when the guy removed the valve, so try to keep that together. And spark plug holes look good. Okay, that's a start. Ooh, look at that. Wow. That head gasket was torched. Yeah, this head's not good for anything. You guys see that? Wow. So this would be, because it's numbered the same as all the other parts, these would have been the ones that came off the guy's block. So if this is torched like this, that's possibly why there's one brand new cylinder in here. He replaced the cylinder. That makes sense. There's still a lot of good parts on here. Guy definitely liked his gasket goop. So I sure hope this wasn't used on an airplane, because that probably would have ended pretty bad. Yeah, it would have probably stayed running, but CL 138 101 375 2. So are these the same heads? I would have to look later, but these guys here for now. Oh, look at that. That's what he means by the spark plug. Oh yeah, had airplane aviation / military style, I guess, spark plugs on this guy. Well, it's still kind of cool. Okay. Oh, this guy got a little toasty up here. A little toasty. Now this valve or head is a different head. Completely different. Does not have the stamping like the other one did. Interesting. Oh, that is weird. It's like gummy goopy in there. Oh, I know what that is. That's valve grinding compound. So he was grinding the valves, and maybe that's what that is. I never got it put in. Hey, wait a minute. You guys see this hole? This one was fuel injected. Was that one fuel injected? Is that where the injectors go on these things? Oh yeah. You know what it was? It's not an injector. This guy had dual spark plug head. Oh yeah, you can see where they were milled out here. That's what it was. These guys had dual plugs. But look how small that one is. Compared to that, that's small. That's bigger. Huh. Interesting. You can see where the mill, that is a kind of a, that's pretty interesting. So these are the ones that he thought were airplane based. It's just weird how this one actually has a hand marked. Huh. Interesting. I'm going to compare those later. Oh, do I see a carburetor? No, those are oil pumps. A lot of intake stuff. This is off the motorcycle here. So that is worth keeping, because, you know, I might set that back up one day. Starter motor, which can go in my bucket of starters for Volkswagens. I think I'm up to about 10 of them now. That one's probably locked up. Header kit. Was that installed? Yeah. If it was installed, it was only installed for mock-up purposes. Oh, there's a little bit of scratching there. Definitely not fully welded on that side. Lightweight. Oh, there's a lot more pipes here. Okay. I'll have to see if everything's there. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's some oddball parts there. And then 8. Huh. I mean, these header pipes, I can use them on so many other projects. So, oh, they might be where they bolt together like that. That's probably what it is, to make them easy to be removed. Okay. And it has a very unique intake. That's raised up a fair bit, but it's also facing the wrong direction? No. Okay, so there's an intake kit here. Steering box, that's a bonus. Okay, so that's an intake kit, which was definitely homemade, but at the same time, it's kind of cool. A little itty bitty little carburetor. So that's a bonus, but there was only one intake manifold that I've seen so far. It's an old shifter assembly. It's where the shifter rod goes, I believe. That goes to the back of the transaxle, I think. Huh. Well, this looks pretty good shape. Heads look good. Original Volkswagen. I wonder if that's any good. There's no play in there. Huh. That's kind of cool. Let's go lock to lock. Yep. Well, that's a bonus. That alone is a small fortune to buy. Okay, so the only thing left in here is dirt and mouse droppings. And okay, single port intakes, which can just go straight into the garbage. Wow, look at the difference in the size of the two pipes on this guy. Can you guys see how one's so much bigger than the other? So so those I'll definitely never use. What's that one off a 1100 and a 1200 maybe? So this is a 1200 here, and it uses the bigger style pipe here. So okay, what else do I got left? The fender. Everything's melting into the snow already. Okay, so this fender is for this, hopefully. The bracket looks like the right size. Yep. Oh, okay. Well, I might have enough to actually put this all together here. That's pretty sweet. Those rims, I do like the fact that I got those rims, because I got lots of 15s. Please don't be 14-inch rims. Please don't be 14-inch rims. I'll check that in a bit. He thinks this is off an old Triumph. A mouse definitely has or is living inside it right now. So, will that fit? Look at that, it actually kind of fits. So, kind of fits on there. So, I don't know what that was from, but still a cool tank. Full leaves. I want to see any signs of mice in there. I think it might just be leaves. If it was a mice, that would be all shredded. But, oh man, this video is getting super long. Again, I'm making this video for myself. I'm not making this video for other people as much to watch. This is mostly so I can look back and see what I got. You notice the lock on it? I seen that when he was delivering. It's interesting. Well, quick tape measure shows these as 15s, so they are rusty, crusty, but I don't care because they would be going flat black. So that's kind of cool. Also has some original Volkswagen rims and tires, so gas tank doesn't exactly fit, but I mean, that's to be expected. So I do have a peanut tank that I bought for the SR250 that might fit this project better than the SR250. The seat, I mean, that's definitely a good idea. I just don't like the secondary seat, so I might trim it here. But the actual pan there, that's a nice job. Definitely, I might actually steal that pan and use it on the SR250. And I wonder if the SR250 seat would fit this frame. I gotta do some research on it, but definitely don't want the back seat. Single seat, and then I'll put a rack on the back. And that gas tank at the front, I think I'm going to get rid of having that as a gas tank, and might just cut it open and use it just as a decorative tank and put a different fuel tank. Not sure yet. I don't know if I filmed this already, but this parts one here, everything seems to be pretty good on this guy. So this is off of 63. So this is the one that he says is in good shape and shifts and everything. This one here he was saying is noisy, but that axle's technically stuck on it, so I'd have to jack up one side. But it would seem noisy until you disconnect the brake hub on that side. So I guess I won't know until I start going through it. I'm just deciding right now, do I want to store it inside the garage? I think I'm going to leave it outside. Because, I mean, all this can literally sit outside. Yes, there is a seal. And the fresh welds on there, I'm not too worried about those. I will take off the seat, because that will be a rusty mess in no time. The handlebar extensions here, you can see they're just a weld-in kit. I will keep... Actually, those can just sit outside, I think. So, on it. Yeah, maybe I'll pull them off. Might just take right off the whole handlebars. Not sure. The fender is just sitting on here loose. But, kind of thinking, like, if I was to build this for myself, the idea that I kind of have is I would like to have this an ATC front end. I do have the spare tire, which was at the beginning of this video. I would lower all of this right down, and I'd probably put a low seat, kind of like a drift trike style seat on the bottom. And that way you're sitting low to the ground instead of sitting upright. I don't really know yet. It'd be also kind of cool to turn this into electric, but I already had electric trike that was this size before, and I don't know if I want another one. That was pre-YouTube time. It had a starter ring gear and a starter motor and two like semi-truck batteries. Yeah, I had that. Probably was 15 years old when I had that, and it was also set up so it could be pedaled. It had a motorcycle front end, car tires on the rear end. It was pretty sweet, so maybe I'll be able to track down pictures of that one day. So we'll see. Well, I decided I'm going to put it in here. Might as well. I got to get this tire unstuck. So I got to get the brake drum off. Might as well do that. Then it'll at least be towable around the yard. Right now, one wheel's dragged, so I use that guy to push it in. As for that 1200, I might just throw it back on Marketplace for $100. I'm not too sure yet. Or I might pull it apart. We'll see. Well, snow's melting pretty quick out here. Thought I'd make a quick video update while driving around the yard. I just snow blowed all this last night and it's already melting. Definitely know one thing, I miss having a loader. It would have made moving that thing so much easier. These trees are very low. And they're not too bad today. All the snow's melted off them. Gotta run this guy a few seconds because of course I started it up for only a few. I want the battery to always be fully charged. I'm gonna call that good enough. Got enough room I can work on that? Yeah. Had to fill up that tire. Just trying to play peekaboo out the side there, but it wasn't. I don't know if that's where it's leaking, but I'm going to guess that's where it's leaking. Definitely out of room now. That's for sure. But again, this guy's going to be going outside as soon as I can free up that rear wheel. And these were a little sharp, so I just gave them a little bit of a hammer so they're not as sharp if I ever smack my head on it. But you got to get some ideas, start coming up with some more parts now. So, but I do got a set of back wheels that are bonus because I needed some wheels for that other one. The only problem is I just bought them and they're up there. Got them from another person.